Hey ladies, it's Pink Vintage here, and today I am doing a video for my vintage bag. This was an $8 purchase, and I just simply love it, to say the least. Um, it's one of those vintage leather bags that has that really soft leather, and it's not firm and sturdy like a Saffiano leather or some other particular types of leathers would be. It's a very worn, very wrinkly, and that's why I love it. It has that vintage appeal, and you don't have to baby it. So, what drew me to this bag was that it had this Birkin style closure and the hardware, and it kind of looked like the Kelly bag or the Hermes her bag. It just had that really, really vintage look, and it is an older bag. It's a piece that is manufactured by Lord and Taylor, and they do have their plaque and name stamp on the inside of it. And they also have the genuine leather made in Italy tag right here. And it again was an $8 bag, and it's so awesome and amazing. And it has a little made in Italy tag right there as well. Um, I moved into this bag as soon as I purchased it. I did like an all over cleaning on it. I used for the inside, for this type of material, since it's like a nylon or canvas material, I just used a magic eraser. And for the leather part, I actually used, and oh, for the inside, I also used a lint remover brush because there was a lot of lint inside of it. And it looked as if it was like a little bit of animal hair. I'm not sure. It could have been lint. And for the leather, I just used my Kate Spade leather cleaner and conditioner. So it did have some scratches, and it has developed that patina, which means that because it's genuine leather, it's going to darken. And as you can see, it has like a glossier sheen to it. That's probably not the same look as when it was first purchased. Some people like that worn look, some people do not. And that's why you'll find a lot of these bags will get rehomed on down the line, because some people are fond of those dark browns and those caramel colored leathers, but once they turn into like this Bordeaux color, then a lot of people are kind of just like, it's too worn. So they don't like that look. But I really liked the design of this bag, the handles, and again the hardware, and the fact that it does give me that Birkin sophisticated designer bag style. And it has two compartments on the inside of it. And the side has a gusseted kind of design. It probably would have been nice if it snapped on the side. It has 4 feet on the bottom. And again, it has two compartments on the inside that you can separate things. You can use the two compartments to separate things. And I really like bags that are designed like this because it's a tote style bag, so I can get straight to what I'm looking for. So I had my cosmetic bag in the front, and because this bag is really deep, as you can see from the side, it's a really, really, really wide bag also. Now I have my glasses in the front. These are another pair of Tiffany & Company glasses. I don't know if I've shared these with you guys yet. I think so. I got these because they actually match my little key right here on the sides, as you can see. I haven't put my prescription in them yet, so this is just what they look like. I'm a huge fan of really nice eyeglasses and sunglasses because by prescription I do wear glasses and contact lenses. So I like for them to be really cute when I wear them because I really prefer contacts, but I really need to wear glasses more. So the cosmetic bag was in the front, and I did keep my eyeglasses inside of their case in the front. Then I have the pochette as a cosmetic bag also. All of this was in the front, my agenda and my keys. So as you can see, you can fit a ton of stuff inside of this bag. And again, I always advocate for vintage pieces, rehomed, pre-loved pieces, because once they get that worn look and that broken in kind of feel, you don't have to baby them as much. So you can just kind of stuff them. And in the back pocket, even though it fits a lot of stuff, I just had my Kate Spade travel wallet, and I have not worn this in like over a year. But I had a bunch of paperwork that I needed to carry with me. So I needed a lot of card slots and a lot of pocket space. So I actually carried this by itself to a business meeting, but I actually put it inside of this bag, and I've just been using it for a while. And I do have my iPad beside me, so I'll just show you that it can fit in here as well. And even with all of that, I still have a lot of space in this bag. I don't know what the name or style of it is, so I can't direct anyone to it if they're interested. But it does have two snap pockets right here that you can kind of keep everything close together with. So I would say Lord and Taylor um, vintage tote, snap button, and again, I love this closure. And you lock it by turning the clasp just like that. So it looks a little awkward because of how I've placed everything inside of it right now. But let's see. Let me kind of turn some things around because the way that I had it at first, it didn't look like that. And I think I just shifted things a little. But I just love vintage pieces and older bags. You guys know that I love pre-loved or pre-owned bags. Um, So I found this one to be very cute. And when I first saw it, I was like, it can be like a little decor piece for the store on a hook at the top. At the top, I have a shelf that's dedicated to my fake Dooney that I did not intentionally purchase, to another fake bag that is supposed to be a designer that I knew was a fake, but I purchased it for decor purposes. And that one is a purple Prada bag. And then this one, even though it's not anything, designer inspired, it just gives me that vintage look. And then I also have a vintage suitcase that's like one of those old Samsonite pieces, and that one is up there. And it's just a little display shelf that has a Chanel book, a Louis Vuitton book, and it has those specific pieces that I just mentioned. So that's going to be the decoration piece on the wall at my consignment store. And this one I thought about putting up there. And then, of course, I had to grab it and use it and just get a feel for it. And I did get two people to ask me about it when I went to one Arden's Garden to get some juice and when I went to Whole Foods. And the person at Arden's Garden had an older vintage bag herself. And she told me that it was her great grandmother's bag and that she had it from, I guess, the late 1800s, which is believable because my great granny was born in 1912. So her grandmother, which is still alive now, probably would have been born, around that time if she's still living. My great grandmother passed, and that is her picture in the background. Um, and my great grandfather, who I never met. But that's the woman who raised me. And she passed when I was in the fourth grade and she was 70 something years old. So I can believe that she's carrying a bag that was um, worn by someone in the 1800s. Because if I would have still had any of my great grandmother's bags, they would have been probably manufactured in the early 1900s. And if she would have had something that she would have kept from her, parent, then it would have been an older bag from the 1800s. And I know I'm kind of like getting off track here, but I just kind of go where the conversation takes me sometimes. And that was one of the things that I did talk with her about with her vintage bag. So I thought that was fabulous. And again, that's why I love vintage pieces because they have so much history. I don't know the history of my bag. I just know that I purchased it from eBay and that the seller was very lenient because she did have it priced at $30 and I made an offer for 8, and I was just going to kind of negotiate up, and she went for the 8. So, and of course I did pay for shipping. So yeah, so that's the vintage bag from Lord and Taylor. Birkin inspired, Hermes. I'll say Hermes inspired, in my opinion, because of the class, the hardware, and the actual um, body of the bag. So I really love it, and I really like that bohemian vintage, kind of, I guess you can say, chic look. Whereas these days people are like really paying a lot of money for older pieces, and I like older pieces that are not quite as expensive. If they cost a little money, I don't mind spending it on some things, but something like this that was $8, I really love it, cherish it, and I think it's beautiful. Then I feel good. So just want to share again with you ladies today, and I hope everyone is having a great Saturday. Thank you so much for watching as I ramble as usual. Peace and namaste.